CBS Sports HQ. So Trey Hendrickson, what is he doing today?
Probably the same thing he's been doing the last month.
Golfing, on a boat, lifting weights, eating protein. We know that he's not a mandatory minicamp there because he wants more money. This has been an issue between him and the Bengals for some time now, and he is digging in his heels, so much to the point where it's kind of starting to become a distraction maybe. Here's more from Joe Burrow.
Is Trey not being here or his deal not done, is that a distraction?
Of course. Last year we had 2, this year we have 1, so we do have less. You'd love to have none, but, you know, that's life in the NFL. We're all supporting Trey and would love for him to be back.
We have Kyle along with us still here on set. Looks
kind of surprising. Usually they'll be like, no, it's not.
No, not a big deal. So that's just it. A lot of time we do have holdouts all the time, and for some reason this particular one is just, look, no thanks to us because we're talking about it. But why is this becoming such a distraction in Bengals camp?
Well, I think it's a distraction because of the talent of that guy we just heard talking right there, Joe Burrow, and the expectations that come with being on a team with Joe Burrow. And you talk about the receivers in that room and the ability they have to score points, but the one glaring thing that kept them out of the playoffs last year was that defense. The one bright spot of the defense is Trey Hendrickson. He gets to the quarterback at an astronomical rate. I think that you will hear from all these guys in all the situations league-wide that they want the deals to get done. All the players who want their teammates to be empowered and get paid what they're owed. Trey Hendrickson is owed a lot of money. And you can see they're the highest paid edge rushers in the National Football League. Trey Hendrickson's not on that list. And he gets more sacks than most of those guys. So you do the math. At the end of the day, it's a distraction, but it's part of the business. And like I said about T.J. Watt, I fully anticipate Trey Hendrickson to be on the field week 1, regardless of contract situation.
Okay, week 1. With whom, though? You think he stays here with the Bengals? I mean, he showed up. He talked to the media. He was in his golf clothes. He's like, look, I'm peeved. Like, I'm pissed. I don't like this situation. It doesn't look like they're moving toward anything right now. So where is he week 1?
Well, as you can see here, there's a list of best fits for Trey Hendrickson, according to Cody Benjamin. I would imagine one of those spots would be in need of an edge rusher. Everybody needs an edge rusher.
But do you think they trade him, or
when you've got a guy in your building like the Cincinnati Bengals do, you do what you can to not let him leave. I'm a little bit dumbfounded as to the process they've gone through these contracts. Obviously, they had to get their superstars signed on the offensive side of the ball. That's their identity. They have a lot more than just Trey Hendrickson to worry about on the defensive side of the ball. Handle Trey Hendrickson and figure out the rest.
Led the NFL in sacks last year.
And you wonder, you know, which one of these deals gets done first. Is it Hendrickson? Is it Watt? And how that might affect the other one's deal. You mentioned Joe Burrow. We heard from him. He admits that this is a bit of a distraction. He's got his money. His guys have their money. How much more pressure is going to be on him now to return this team to where they want to be?
Well, it is pressure, Haas, because if we're not paying Trey Hendrickson, you follow the money. Where'd the money go? It went to your 2 buddies out there at the receiver position. And ain't nobody complaining because that offense is must-watch TV, but it's also must-watch blowing games on the defensive side of the ball. So when you've got a guy like Trey Hendrickson, who is the focal point of your defense, the keystone, as it were, and he's not paid, he's not in the building, he's complaining, he's the leader, there's a lot of pressure for Joe to do even better. And he knows that, and the guys on offense know that as well.
So do you think they've missed the past 2 playoffs, the postseasons? They haven't been there since 2022.
Isn't that ridiculous?
It is. So that's just it. I mean, it's frustrating because, look, the talent is there. We see the names. Yes, we've dealt with injuries. It's always something with this Bengals team that is keeping them from getting to that point. Is this the season where we can kind of keep it clean over the course of the season and make it back to the playoffs?
Well, I mean, it's one thing after another with this team. It's finding new ways to lose every week. I went back and watched the Chargers and Bengals. I believe it was Sunday Night Football from last year. You couldn't ask for a better game from Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase. T. Higgins came back from an injury, had like 200 yards. Evan McPherson missed 3 field goals. They lost the game. Yeah, they made a couple stops, but they missed some kicks. The Bengals need to find ways to win. They found out how to score points, find ways to win. Offense, defense, special teams.
Let's go through the schedule. I know you have them starting off hot, but does it continue?
I got them finishing 10-7, and I just think about all the one-score games, close ball games that they were in, or maybe if the defense just woke up out of their slumber and decided to play in the second half in some of these games, you could have been looking at a similar outcome last year. 10-7 for the Bengals, redemption year.
A 3-0 start. Actually, a 6-2 start with those 2 losses to the Broncos and
Fast
Lions
counter.
in the
Good
middle.
job.
Yeah, I'm pretty good with math.
Broncos Monday Night Football, that's going to be a bloodbath.
You think so?
The Broncos are a beast of a team. They got the best offensive line in football. They got a couple glass eaters.
A bloodbath as in you think the Broncos are going to kill them?
I think the Broncos will dictate terms to the
Myles
Bengals.
Garrett style.
I don't think they're going to kill them, but I think that they might force them into a fight they're not ready for.
So you got a real streaky season here. 3 straight wins, 2 straight losses. 3 straight wins, couple losses in a row, and then you finish the season with 3 straight wins as well. And you got to think 10 wins should get you into the postseason.
Yeah, you got to get to the dance with 10 wins. That was always how I felt. Double-digit wins, you get an opportunity to go to the playoffs.
We're talking a lot about the Steelers. I mean, do they finish? So you have the Ravens winning the division.
Yep.
Do the Bengals finish behind them yet again, or are you worried about the Steelers team?
Are you asking if I have the Bengals behind the Ravens or ahead of the Steelers? Because I think that they will be ahead of the Steelers.
Ahead of the Steelers is what I'm asking.
I think the Bengals will be ahead of the
This is
Steelers
the most
at year's
confusing
end.
question I've ever heard from Amanda.
Was it really? I thought it made sense
Obviously,
in my
I got the
head.
Ravens. You and I were talking about this off camera.
What exactly are you
I
asking?
got the Ravens winning the AFC North. I got the Bengals working their way into second place here. Obviously, the Browns at the bottom and the Steelers in third place.
Y'all are so mean. I thought that really made sense in my head, but
Do you
then
have
again,
the Bengals
I'm following the odds.
behind the
I'm
Steelers?
following the odds there.
Kyle, we appreciate it.
Thank you.
So much. How's Pushing the Pile going?
It's going well. A lot of fun. Mike's on his honeymoon, so I'm doing a lot of work.
What?
Yeah, congratulations.
You haven't guests on? Like, why haven't Chris and I been on?
Yes, they just sit around and watch. They just hang out.
You know you could ask Chris and I.
Come on out. Come on down.
All right, we'll see. We'll see if we move over to Studio 3. Check it out, because maybe it's more fun with Mike Renner on vacation. I'm just kidding. Come on back, Mike.